What is a FEMA convoy of 350 trucks and trailers packed to the brim doing in a small township of Michigan in the middle of nowhere?
The airport was just notified that FEMA has chosen the airport facility as a stationing hub for emergency services through FEMA. They will be serving 6 counties in this area, and they will be bringing in some 350 semi-trailers with equipment to park on the base.
Listen to this. FEMA's massive convoy in rural Michigan raises questions amid nationwide disasters. And good luck finding something on the internet about this. There's a few things on YouTube, and you can actually watch the video, The Town Meeting, where they discuss 350 FEMA trucks in a small town. Don't worry, they're there for your protection because they love you so much. A quiet town in Michigan has recently found itself at the center of nationwide speculation. Also, I'm going to leave the link and I'm going to give you an excerpt of that video where the gentleman actually specifically states FEMA with 350 vehicles in a small rural town. With a population under 1,000, Oscoda, Michigan now hosts an unexpected federal presence. FEMA, 350 vehicles, dozens of semi-trailers filled with equipment, and a large contingency of emergency personnel stationed at the local airport. This federal deployment, the largest the town has ever seen, has left residents wondering what FEMA is preparing for in such a remote location. The FEMA base in Oscoda is reportedly set to serve as a staging area for emergency response across 6 counties. While officials claim it's a protective measure to improve emergency response times in rural areas, the scale of this convoy, along with the choice of Oscoda as the hub, has raised eyebrows. Rumors are swirling among residents about possible underlying motives, with some concerned about a looming disaster, while others speculate about federal training exercises or undisclosed threats. Meanwhile, fires continue to rage across the U.S. in New Jersey and New York, as well as California. A stubborn wildfire on the border remains at zero containment, releasing thick smoke and creating hazardous air conditions for nearby communities. Out west, California's Ventura County faces a similar intense fire season, stretching emergency resources thin. Now, adding to the mix of natural crisis is an incoming atmospheric river expected to impact the Pacific Northwest. Forecasters warn of heavy rains, flooding, and potential mudslides, creating more pressure for FEMA and local response teams already managing widespread fires. This unusual combination of FEMA mobilization, wildfire emergencies, and extreme weather events has sparked a sense of urgency nationwide as Michigan's rural residents watch the convoy stationed at their local airport. Many are left wondering what the federal government knows and why Oscoda was chosen as a central command point for FEMA's operations. Now let's Oscoda to Kalamazoo. So if you were to drive, because I'm attempting to connect the dots here and find out why that area. Kalamazoo is almost 4 hours southwest of Oscoda Township. Detroit, if you were to drive from Oscoda Township to Detroit, that would take 3 hours and 4 minutes. Very interesting. So now I want to jump over to the Oscoda Wordsmith Airport and read about this location to see if we can connect some dots here. So the Oscoda Wordsmith Airport is a public use airport located 3 nautical miles northwest of the central business district of Oscoda, an unincorporated community in Iosco County, Michigan, United States. It is owned by the Oscoda Wordsmith Airport Authority, included in the Federal Aviation Administration National Plan of Integrated Airport Systems for 2017 through 2021, in which it is categorized as a local general aviation facility. Now, the history, this was actually built out of a portion of the decommissioned Wurtsmith Air Force Base, which housed nuclear-armed B-52 Stratofortress bombers during the Cold War, as well as air refueling squadrons. So the Oscoda Wurtsmith Airport became a public airport in '93. It is primarily a large jet airplane salvage, jet engine maintenance, and light general aviation airport with no scheduled passenger or cargo services. So if you think about that, this would be a great place if you're going to have an exercise or a hub, a central location for emergency preparedness via FEMA. There's not a lot of people out there. So you could actually, if you needed to use this as like a military hub, because it's a decommissioned essentially, but you're still so far. So what are the 6 counties around Oscoda? I wonder. Let's look this up. 6 counties around Oscoda, Michigan. So the 6 counties that border Oscoda County, Michigan: Alcona, Aranac, Crawford, Iosco, Montgomery, Ogama. Listen to this. The Oscoda County is part of the Au Sable State Forest, surrounded by the Huron National Forest, as well as the Rifle River State Recreation Area. I wonder what the population is. Population, Oscoda, and 6 counties around. So, the township of Oscoda, 55.6 people per square mile, 7,152 people as of 2020. Iosco has 25,000 plus as of 2020. But Oscoda itself, that tiny town, population of 918 in 2022. There's just not a lot out there. It's close to Canada, right off of Lake Huron, south of Ontario, west of New York, kind of located, So be prepared, not scared. I would definitely stay focused on the Oscoda Township area and surrounding areas. What happened in Kalamazoo a while ago? Emergency. On May 7th, 2024, Governor Gretchen Whitmer declared a state of emergency for Kalamazoo, Joseph Branch, and Cass counties after a severe storm system and multiple tornadoes caused significant damage within those counties. In accordance with the declaration, the Michigan Department of Treasury is providing affected individuals and businesses with those counties the opportunity to obtain special tax relief. So I guess back in May, if you remember this, 4 tornadoes hit southwest Michigan. You can read about this, WNDU.com. My heart goes out to those impacted by tonight's severe weather in southwest Michigan. State and local emergency teams are on the ground and working together to assist Michiganders. I've declared a state of emergency to ensure resources are expedited to the area and activated our State Emergency Operations Center. We will continue monitoring the situation and coordinating efforts overnight. I want to thank all the first responders working hard to keep Michiganders safe. We'll get through this together. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Kalamazoo County saw significant damage. 2 tornadoes blitzed the city of Portage, destroying homes, commercial buildings, including a FedEx facility that was ripped apart. About 50 people were trapped inside the FedEx facility because of downed power lines. The company's spokesperson said that all team members are safe and accounted for. The Pavilion Estates mobile home park in Portage suffered heavy damage. Residents of the Twin Lakes area were busy cleaning up the damage left behind by the storms. County commissioners declared a local state of emergency as well. I mean, it's just so far away. Now let's look something up here. Why does FEMA set emergency hubs? FEMA establishes emergency hubs, also known as emergency operations centers, to support and coordinate emergency response and recovery operations. You have centralized location for emergency response and recovery operations, ensure continuity of operations in government in major disasters or emergencies, interoperability. EOCs are fully interoperable and strategically located, as well as support for other operations. EOCs support and coordinate other adjacent incident operations. FEMA also sets up temporary responder lodging near disaster locations to provide a place to stay for responders without taking needed hotels or other housing from survivors. Well, with a town of less than 1,000, I wonder how many people with FEMA are going to be there if there's 350 trucks stacked to the brim with supplies, according to what we heard at this town meeting. And I'll keep you posted, folks. Thanks for watching. Hit the bell. Oh, yeah, and check us out over at ESN. We actually broke this last night on ESN, IC News. So subscribe to IC News. Hit the bell there as well. Just check back daily. Check back daily. Make this a part of your daily routine. Forget about the alerts, because most of the time you probably won't get them anyway. So just check back daily. Please hit the thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section. Share these videos out. That really helps Leak Project. The algorithms need to get some love too. So have a beautiful day. Be excellent to each other. Be the change you want to see.